you should try and make music for yourself. And if you can make music for yourself and do a piece of yourself in the music, and you can make, excuse me, not make, but you can find people that appreciate that for what you do, and you can, achieve that on a consistent basis, you can then get results. You know what I mean? You can then have a sense of, individuality. You don't feel like you're chasing a trend because that could get very exhausting.
One, two, yeah. Come on. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Yes, sir, you are tuned in. This is for the SB1200, ASR 10s and NPC heroes. This is for the crate digging, loop getting, sound manipulators, the Fruity Loop reasoning machine innovators that pump the bass and frequently freak the kick in a stand till it slaps in your speakers. The sound providers that make sure the song is tight. Shout out to the producers, beats grinding live. Shout out to the producers, beats grinding live.
Welcome to the Beats Grinding Life podcast with your host Siren, a weekly interview podcast with inspiring music producers, where every week you will learn from a different music producer how to potentially take your music career to the next level.
Today's episode of Beats Grinding Life is brought to you by Audible. Get a free audio download and 30-day free trial at beatsbooks.com. Over 180,000 titles to choose from on your iPhone, Android, Kindle, or MP3 player. Some recommended readings by past Beats Grinding Life guests like 48 Laws of Power, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, The Secret, Tools of Titans, and The Song Machine are all available with Audible. Once again, go to beatsbooks.com to get your free book. What's up, Beat Grinders? This is another episode of Beats Grinding Life. My name is Siren Beats, and with us today, we have Motif Alumni. Motif Alumni is a promising star within the music industry. He is one half of the production duo Motif Alumni and Cass. But on his own, the New York native has caught the attention of many artists and executives within the game. The producer, artist, and songwriter is an iStandard Beat Showcase winner and has been mentored by some legendary producers. His production credits include Snoop Dogg, Fat Joe, Pharoahe Monch, Lloyd Banks, OC, Diamond D, Uncle Murda, Maino, Mysonne, and many, many more. Yo, what up, Motif?
What's going on? How you doing?
Good, man. Good. Glad to have you up on here, man.
Appreciate you reaching out.
Oh, yeah, no doubt.
Yo, I appreciate being on the show, man.
Yeah, man. Like I said, man, you're a budding young producer, definitely doing his thing. Pre-interview, I told you I've been watching you for a minute, man. Just in awe and a big major fan of everything that you're doing. So, man, it's just an honor to be talking to you, man.
I appreciate you reaching out once again, man. I like what you guys doing.
Thank you.
Promoting, producers and giving a platform to speak and tell their story and their side and how things work in the game. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's
a real big deal.
That's what's up, man. Well, thank you for that, man. Well, man, I just read a little intro on you and just briefly introduced the listeners to who you are. But why don't you fill in the blanks for us just a little bit and let them know something maybe about your personal life or something that they don't know about you?
Oh, shit. Besides, working with, DITC and being under them and being mentored and getting in specs of how things ran, in the farther back era, like the 90s and things like that, getting that knowledge and being able to work under that environment for a very long time was very good.
Mm-hmm.
What else? As far as my musical background, I played in church. I went to Berkeley College.
Wow.
Music for jazz.
Wow.
I'm a musician all around. Like, I just love music. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
I produce records, programming, but I'm a musician at heart, you know. That's what I do.
Okay, that's what's up, man. That's what's up. You know, you did mention that, you know, you were mentored by DITC. You know, I mean, that's just a legendary crew clique within the hip hop industry. You know, some big time producers out of there as well as artists. You know, and as you were saying that, I'm you know, looking at you as a tool. You know, you're like a to me, like a bridge, you know, from the old school to the new school era. I mean, is that kind of okay to say, or?
Yeah, that's definitely something I felt was like put upon me, just being where I was at in my soundscape of where I can go from one place to another and being able to be appreciated in a realm like hip hop with dudes that like that stature and things like that. And to be able to go and do trap records, R&B records right over here, and then come back to do this. So it's no real boundaries. I'm just bridging a generation from my generation to theirs.
That's
you know
dope.
what I mean? Like getting people you know what I mean? Because a lot of people not familiar.
Right.
You know, and I feel like when people that know my generation got familiar with them, and it was just vice versa. Like knowledge being passed forth. It's really all.
Nice. That's what's up, man. That's what's up. Well, man, keep doing what you're doing, man. I'm definitely looking up to you, and I'm sure that there's some other, you know, beat grinders that are listening that are looking up to you. And if they're not familiar with you yet, they're going to get familiar with you and instantly become fans, I'm sure. So, all right, man. Well, how we always get started on here, man, is we want to know about your background. What made you get into music production? I know you brushed up on it a little bit and said you played in the church and whatnot, but what made you want to be a hip hop producer?
You know what's funny? I never said like I wanted to be a producer. It kind of like happened in a way by accident. Like I was rapping, and then I learned how to play piano, and then I got into production, but I wasn't making beats for anybody.
Right.
I kind of was just like making beats that I would rap on, but never got to rap on. And then one day I forced myself to rap on my own production, and then it was crazy. I started working with this artist, and a guy came through the studio. His name is Drawzilla.
Oh,
and
nice.
He was like the first person. He wasn't like the first person to put me on per se, but he was like the first person to like connect me in the circles with producers and just getting out there and showing myself as a producer. And then once I did iStandard, it kind of validated everything else after that. Like I'd never done anything like that before, and it just kind of like, you know, took off after that. Like it was like a starting point. Like, okay, if I could do this, what else can I do?
Right.
You know what I mean? It kind of just opened many doors. Right. And I just kind of went with it.
Okay. Yeah, that's what's up, man. Shout out Drawzilla, man. He definitely is a major influencer within the hip hop industry, especially New York hip hop. So shout him out for sure.
Yeah, facts. I have to say, like, I know a lot of people, but someone like him, he knows a lot of producers. So he has that access, you know what I mean?
Right.
So that's what's dope about him and connected to him and having a cool relationship with him. So shout out to Drawzilla, you know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure, man. No doubt. Okay. Well, man, when you were making beats for yourself and when you started making beats for others, what piece of equipment did you start off with, or what piece of software?
FL Studio. That's what I first started with. I had two homies that did music, then they made beats, so I learned the program, like watching them use it.
Nice.
And I kind of just applied. Like, you know, like once I started learning FL, I got familiar with that. I was working with that for like a couple of years, and then like 6 months ago, I kind of like converted to Ableton.
Okay. Then
I'm like I use FL when I want, but I'm Ableton gang right now.
Wow.
I gotta say, Ableton gang right now.
Well, we hear that a lot here on Beats Grinding Life, man. So many producers have converted over to Ableton, and Ableton Gang, hashtag Ableton Gang, has definitely been on here a lot. So that's what's up, man. That's what's up.
It's a big boy software. It's really intricate, but it's worth learning. You know what I mean? Like
right.
You can do anything and everything you want to do in that software, then you know, FL probably take you 5 minutes longer to do it in FL. It'd probably take you 2 minutes.
Really?
You know, to do it in not even 2
Okay. Wow. So what made you convert? Because you've had so much success on FL Studio. What made you convert?
You know what it was? So like when I got into Ableton and I'm composing in there, for some reason it just felt natural. And then on top of that, when you want to use loops, you could toss the loop into session mode and you can warp the sound in the session, like in the box. So everything is like right there.
Right.
You know what I mean? It wasn't like a how to get to. So like that's what more important. How can you like utilize the workflow to its maximum possibility? You know what I mean?
Right.
So, like that's what I was looking for in Ableton. It maximizes that to the T. Nice.
Okay. Well, one thing that we know that FL Studios is known for is the way that it makes its drums knock. Does Ableton have that same effect?
You know what? It does, but I'm a real stiffler when it comes to like my mixing. So like I'll like in FL you can get away with, distorted kicks and have
right.
But in all reality, when you send the stems to the mix engineer, it's not gonna sound like that.
Right.
He's gonna be like, oh, it's distorted. They're gonna get rid of the knock after they send it to the mix engineer, and then they gotta master it.
Right.
So all that's gone. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
That's 9 times out of 10. In my experience, I'll give a knock to a record and I'll get it back. It's not the same knock because now it's mixing with vocals and things like that. You know what I mean? So I mean that's just me because I try to produce records and records only. So like what I might do in my process is going to change what they do when they get in the studio. So I can't call it sometimes,
Right. Man, well, you just said something, man, that caught my attention, man. You said you make records only. What does that mean, man? You're not making beats. You're only I mean, just explain that.
So when I say I'm only making records, it's like I can't sit down in my computer and say I want to make a beat because it's like, I'm gonna say this. It's a mental thing. It's a mental thing, and it's just a taste thing. Like I try to make stuff that I can sit down with a songwriter and pen a song to it, so we can have this person sing it. You get a placement. That's just always been my mentality. After a certain while, like making a beat is cool because like nowadays you can sell yourself as a producer. You can put out albums with no lyrics and buy it, but. I don't know. I just got into a habit in a role of just being a record producer and trying to get in the studio with the artist and create the record. So
that's dope.
I haven't failed not doing it that way. I don't want to change.
Hey, that's what I was gonna say.
Like, I like stuff, but I'd rather be in a room with the artist. You know what I mean?
Right. That's what I was gonna say too, man. You've had much success doing what you're doing, man. So definitely don't switch up, and it also separates yourself from so many people now that are making beats. Everybody and their mom makes beats now. So, but not everybody is saying that they're making records. You know what I mean? So.
Oh, right. That's a fact. It's a dime a dozen. Like, it takes a lot to sit in a room, 4 walls by yourself and produce a record for someone to write to. You have to be thinking 10 steps ahead before you get with the songwriter.
Right. Man, that's right on right there, man. Facts. So thank you for that, man. Dropping gems, man. Dropping so many gems, beat grinders. I hope you guys are listening to Motif Alumni. He's definitely blessing us today. And the interview just got started. All right, man. Well, when you first started, man, I want to know what producers inspired you. Who were you trying to sound like? What producers made you push yourself?
The first producer I ever identified with was Knife Wonder. That was like the first producer I identified with.
Was it because of Fruity Loops?
After him, it was Jay Dilla. Say it again?
Did Fruity Loops have anything to do with it? Because I know he used Fruity Loops for a while.
I find that out to like later after, and I'm like, oh shit, word. I found out he used that cool. But just what caught my attention with Ninth was like his sampling ability, and then just the swing the music had.
Right.
But like before I got a J Dilla, I had heard of Ninth Wonder first. So like once I got a Dilla, then I understood where it all came from as far as the swing,
right,
and the humanizing like the drums and things sounding off but on. You know what I mean? That swing.
Right.
So that's where I learned the swing from. And as far as like building like records and orchestrating, you know, Scott Storch, Dr. Dre, Quincy Jones, Ted Riley, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like dudes like that. You know, musicians who creating sounds and great bodies of work. That's all I want to do. Like I'm known for producing whole albums, or I want to be known for that. Like if someone calls me up to do some work, I'll do a single, but I'm going to shoot to do the whole project because I want to give you a whole idea, a whole consistent soundscape where it's like, yo, this makes sense because this is how they feel. Dope. This is a story that they're trying to tell, and it all makes sense. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So, that's what's up, man. I mean, you know, you just don't hear that a lot, especially from young producers like yourself, man. And that's dope. And then the list that you ran down of the producers that inspired you, you know, they say you are like the 5 people that you're around. Well, I believe that, you know, for producers, we are like the 5 producers that influence us, that we listen to the most, you know. And just to hear that you have a wide arrangement of producers there. I mean, you got Ninth Wonder and J Dilla, who are like some boom bap sampling legends, and then you also got Quincy Jones, who's known for orchestrating, creating big records as well. And so, you know, when you said that, it all made sense. I can definitely hear that within your music, man. So that's what's up.
All right, yeah, man.
Okay.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, no doubt, man. Thank you, man. Thank you. All right, man. Well, here on Beats Grinding Life, man, I mean, I hate to do this to you, man, because we're having such a great time, but it is my job, it is my duty to make the guest, you, Motif Alumni, cry. I have to make you cry. I have to make you bring up one of the major hardships that you've had in this game, a setback, a major failure. So I'm going to try to make you tuck your tail, man, and I want you to tell us about a major setback or failure that you've had in this game so far that you've been able to bounce back from.
Oh, man. Let's see.
I'm sure there's been many.
It's been so many. Oh, man, dude, let's see. No, because I want to be cordial. Let me see. You know, I don't know if I've had hardships, but what I can say is maybe I could turn it into this. Relationships is in the industry is very important. How you establish that relationship is more important than anything. What it's built on is more important than anything. So I've had relationships, you know, start, you know, where it should have been a little more sturdy on the business, and it was a little more friendly on the, you know, the mentorship, on the courtship side of things, you know, bringing you into the game. Right. And, you know, things not being clear on roles and who's supposed to do what they're supposed to do. So just imagine, you know, putting time in somewhere and then you just really things just like not be working as they should, to then have to decide, do I get a job now or do I stay hustling and have this person struggle while I'm trying to chase my dream? Like, you have to think about 1,000 things when there's people who are depending on you at the same time. So it's never about you. It's never about you. It's about who's attached to you and what you mean to people, because in a relationship it's two-way. I mean something to you, you mean something to me. Right. So there's some obligation that you understand what I'm saying? So, yeah. That's as far as like a hardship, you know, like sometimes relationships that end, you know, it's just how it goes sometimes. And then but they can be mended. I will say that. Yeah. And I've had that side of the as well. I've had, you know, relationships and then them fall out and then be able to reestablish them. So it is possible. It's just about being genuine. And that's what's not in the industry. You know, people being, you know, genuine. Wow. It's really hard to find. So find people like that. and you build with them on that level, business is easier to do because it's transparency.
Right.
Sneaky fishiness. Everyone's being. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So the industry is 90% dealing with people and character and how they control themselves, because you can't control anyone, only yourself. If they're going to snake you, you don't know that's on them to do that to you.
Right. Yep.
You just have to protect yourself, and that's the game. You know what I mean? So
yeah, protect yourself.
That's what I can say.
And I'm sure the more you're around people, the more you're around people, you start to notice tendencies within people, and it'll be easier to recognize whether someone is a snake or not,
Oh yeah, definitely. That takes experience. It just takes being around people, being very open to things, and taking a few wounds to learn a lesson, and then go right back in after you just dealt with that. Now that's where really like the character is tested, to go through all that work, and then to feel some way and then go right back to it.
Right. Yeah.
You gotta really love it.
That's true. Yep. You gotta really love it.
I mean, I'm not saying the industry is toxic, but it has that side.
Right.
You do have to deal with it. You know what I mean? And that's just the game,
That's dope, man. That's
Can't control anyone.
Right. Well, that's what's up, man. I mean, a lot of times we're painted a picture that it's a road, paved with roses, and oftentimes it's not. Like you said, there's a lot of shady people within the industry, and so definitely gotta be on the lookout for that, man. Without taking too much time, man, we here on Beats Grinding Life, we love the story. We love to hear stories. So is there a specific situation that happened, without naming any names, that you can tell us about?
In regards to, on a positive light, a negative light?
As far as like a negative. Well, it doesn't even have to be negative. Just a positive or negative interaction that you may have had with somebody.
Let's see. What was cool? I'm gonna give a positive one, because this one was really awesome. So, I got the chance to stay at Kid Capri's house for like 3 days.
Dope. Wow.
That was kind of cool.
Wow.
I was at his crib for like 3 days. We made beats together. We got high together. He played me like records. He hit me on things. We ate good food together.
Dope.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We just hung out. So, I mean, I consider Kid Capri as a big bro, a mentor. You know what I mean? I could call him, or I could go to his house. I mean, I was supposed to go to his house recently, but we haven't scheduled any time to cook up together. So, somebody like that, who really likes my music and supports what I do. And on top of that, I've done a few records for his daughter, which are coming out. Vina Love, shout out to Vina Love. We got Air featuring Snoop Dogg, that's out. Go check that out.
Dope.
We got 3 other records that I've done with her, which are crazy. So,
wow.
That's coming out. So having that in my corner and being able to have that relationship, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's a cool experience. Got to start, that doesn't happen every day.
No.
You know what I mean?
Someone, a legend like that.
Come to my house. Yeah, they send an Uber to you. I was at the studio. He's like, yeah, I'm gonna send a car over. So he sends the car over. I get in the car. I'm like, I'm really going to Kid Capri's house. I'm at the front door. He opens the door. We're going to see all the plaques. You see the picture with Jay-Z. I'm like, what the hell? And then I'm going for my first time at his career. I'm playing music. And he's just blown away. He's like, yeah, what the fuck? Hey, like 3 or 4 beats. You know what I mean? So to have, be able to cook up with him and stuff, and have a few placement opportunities per se. I won't name any names.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll name one. We worked on one record for Drake. I won't lie. We worked on one record for Drake, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Like Caribbean pop. Yeah, I did the drums and like the drum program, so I played the melody on top of it. So like, it's crazy. It's crazy.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, man.
Yeah.
That's dope right there, man. I mean, wow. I mean, you said, this type of stuff doesn't happen every day where you're working with legends like this, man. It almost seems like it does. I mean, all the people, all the credit you've had, and and just seeing some of the legends that you've worked with, man.
In a way it was.
But I mean, just Kid Capri and able to just, I mean, just able to cook up with him for 3 days and have him treat you the way that he did because he's a fan of yours. I mean, that had to be humbling, man, in a way. I mean, just he's a fan of yours, you're a fan of his, and you guys just collaborated, and that's dope, man. That's dope. I'm happy for you, man. Like I said, you know, I've been watching your journey for a while, and so, you know, every time I see or hear about you doing something great, man, it really means a lot to me. You know, I'm living vicariously through you because I'm a producer myself, you know, and man, I'm just happy for you, man.
Where I do want to say, and piggyback to that, I am starting a YouTube series where I'll be going to the studios with the producers. I'm going to be collaborating with them on camera.
Dope.
So I'll be in the studio with maybe Kid Capri or, you know, I won't name any names right now.
Right.
I don't want to give it away yet, but
well, we'll definitely.
It should be very interesting. People can learn, so can see me, you know, work with their favorite producer.
Yeah,
like that.
Well, dope, man. We'll definitely be on the lookout, man. Before you get that rolling, man, definitely hit us up at Beats Grinding Life, and we'll definitely put the word out and let everybody know that we can. So
awesome. Yeah, I appreciate it.
Yeah, man. Okay, man. Well, you know, we talked about some setbacks and failures, and mixed in with that, we talked about, you know, some great moments as well, man. That might have been your greatest moment. I don't know, but at this point in the interview, we do ask, what's the greatest moment that you've had in your career? What's the greatest achievement?
You know, my greatest achievement was, I have to say, like, this year, my greatest achievement was getting that Snoop verse. Getting the record with Snoop. That was great.
Yeah.
I had to be, like, one of my craziest. Just because, like, when we did that song, we was like, yo, we hear Snoop on it, and just the way everything came together, like, it was just so organic, and then get on it, and he was just so perfect on the beat. It was just like heaven, match made in heaven, how it works. So, like, I have to say, like, just like that rollout of how the song came out, the music video and everything else. Like, I have to say, the Snoop verse and just the Air record alone, man, like, that was just, we started something that I feel like no one was really doing.
Right.
And people were starting to catch on. I feel like people are still catching on and paying attention. So, you know, I just want people to stay tuned to.
Yeah, man. Well, so, one more time, shout out. One more time, shout out the name of the song, so that we can check out the video on YouTube.
Oh yeah, it's called Air by Vina Love. Air on YouTube. Now she has another remix, and that's a Ted Smooth remix with Snoop Dogg and herself and Kid Capri. My version that we have is on SoundCloud, on Vina Love SoundCloud, featuring Snoop Dogg. So you can go to SoundCloud, Vina Love, and then you'll see Air featuring Snoop Dogg, so you can hear that version on SoundCloud, which is cool.
Dope. Okay, well, call to action, y'all. Beat Grinders, you guys definitely go on SoundCloud and check that out. So I know I'll be doing it as soon as I get off of here. You guys definitely do the same. All right, Motif Alumni. Well, man, you're doing some great things, man. You're definitely inspiring me. I'm sure you're inspiring all the listeners listening, man. But one thing here on Beats Grinding Life, man, is we love greatness. And they say, if you want to be great, you follow other people that are great. You do what they do, and you will become great one day. So I need to know, what do you do in a typical day? So that way we can model our day around what you do and one day become as great as you and have Kid Capri pick us up and do records with Snoop.
Typical day. A typical day, let's see, September 2018, typical day, I wake up. Right. I'll probably roll a blunt, you know, because I smoke in the morning and stuff like that. And then, yeah, you know what I mean? And then, I'll go in my studio. And I haven't done this lately, but what I need to get back to doing is listening to music. Before you work on anything, you need to pull from somewhere, because it's hard to just like pull outside. So you need to take at least a half an hour of listening to music. Music that you like, music you've never heard before, and see what you come up with, because then you're mind to get going. After that, I'll just open my laptop and I'll start working based on, you know, what I'm inspired by.
Dope.
You know, I try to get inspired by different things. So listening to music is one of the biggest things, like getting a palette to pull from.
Right.
Like before you could paint something, you need colors. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And so once you get a few songs in your head that you can pull from, you mix them up, and now you got like a pop, country, hip hop song. You never know. You never know what you're gonna put together. But you need to have somewhere to pull from. That's the biggest thing. You need a foundation.
Dope. I'm loving that, man. All right. Well, what else are you doing in the rest of your day after the morning?
To be honest, I'm kind of like just making music all day.
Okay. I'm feeling that. That's what's up.
Like I'm after I listen to music, after I like work on a few things, like I'll bounce around. Like I'll work on beats, and then like after I work on maybe 2-3 beats, I'll maybe work on samples, like creating sample melodies and things like that. I do have a sample pack that is dropping very soon. I'm just finalizing the distributor and things like that and all the promo for it. So that's coming out. So I'll probably bounce around like working on melodies, and then I'll go back to making music, and then probably about 11, 12 o'clock, I'm like shutting down.
Nice. Okay. Well, man. Well, you know, when you do release that sample pack, definitely let us know, man, and we'll definitely put the word out, man. So, all right. Well, that's what's up, man. Sounds like a great day right there, man. Music and weed. I'm definitely down for that. That sounds that sounds like you're living in heaven every day. So that's what's up, man. Living a dream right there. All right, man. Well, this next portion of the interview we like to call In the Studio. We can't be in the studio with you. We can't be in New York with you. But the next best thing is this portion of the interview, where we get to find out what you do in the studio, how you do it, and what you do it with. So I want to know from you, man, what do you do when you first start crafting beats? I mean, I think you pretty much just told us. You smoke, you roll up, you smoke, and you listen to music. I mean, is there anything besides that? Do you turn on some lights or anything, or make a cup of coffee?
You know what? I definitely do. So like, you know, after I roll up, so I have like these LED lights in my room that I turn on, and like different colors give me different moods and different feelings. Yeah. So I'll try and play off of that sometimes too. You know, because being in 4 white walls can kind of drive you crazy. Right. So, studio with like a spaceship vibe, you kind of got to create that in home. So I have a home office, and then, you know, when I go out, I have places I can go to. But you know, I like being home and working in crib. So like, I'll have some lights. You know what I mean? I have to have these sour strings. Sour candy. Like yeah. Nice. Okay. I've got to have every session. I have to have them. You know what I mean? I have my weed. I gotta have this candy so I can stay awake and be busy. Right. Constantly moving. Okay. While I'm working.
Yeah, man. Well. Like I said, man, it sounds like you're in heaven, man. I mean, it's getting even better, man. Just now you mix the candy in with the weed and the beats, man. I mean, wow, this sounds like
I just gotta be happy. I just have to be happy.
That's it. I hear that.
I mean, there are days where I'll go in the studio and nothing will. I mean, there's days I'll go in the studio and only make 2 beats out of the whole entire day, just because that's what was in me that day, and it can be discouraging sometimes, but you got to keep going in that room every day. Right. I mean? Nice. You just can't do nothing else. Right. I gotta just say, I know I only made 2 beats. I make 3 beats today or 4. You just try to do better than you did yesterday. Wow. You know, and keeping track of what you do in your workflow, so you can change it, make it better, maximize it, try different ways of maximizing your beats and their productivity and things like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I definitely, man. I mean, you know, you just can't go in there and do whatever. You know, I like the fact that you said you have to track it. You know, I mean, it seems like any other occupation, you know, or if you're at a job, that you're definitely going to track your work, you know, so that you can do better. Any athlete is tracking their times or whatever, that, you know, if they're
Right.
you know, like a sprinter is tracking his time so that he can get better faster each time, you know. And you have to apply the same thing with music. You know, I'm glad that you said that. You know, that's definitely something that I need to implement in my workflow as well. So thank you for that, man.
Oh, no problem.
That's what's up, man. Okay. All right, man. Well, I want to know, what's a not so secret weapon that you have in the studio?
Secret weapon. You know what? Secret weapon.
Something that you don't mind us telling, but you know, people may not know.
Maybe I can give out. Can I give out VSTs?
Yeah.
Is that cool?
Whatever, man.
Okay, so for anyone that's like looking for like a nice live bass sound,
Mm-hmm.
you know, people that, you know, play. I have this plugin, this sound library in Contact called Rickenbacker Bass. If you have that, that's all you need in your life. Now I have to working on getting Trillion, because I have Keyscape and I have Omnisphere.
Right.
I recommend all producers to get Keyscape, Omnisphere, and Trillion.
Yes.
Have those three on deck.
Yes.
If you have those three, you don't need to be buying any other plugins. After that, you just need to be buying processing. You know, if you want to get different, you know, phasers and shit like that. You know,
right.
It's about. See, I always say this too. The way to push the sound envelope forward is all sound design, and it's about taking a piano and making it sound like a one of a kind. You know, that's the goal with creating music. You want to take something that everyone knows and make it sound like your own. And that can be hard sometimes because you're limited to so much, and then in your mind you feel like, well, I don't want to copy this person. I don't want to copy that person.
Yeah.
There's absolutely nothing new under the sun. It's about who does it the best at that time and moment.
Right.
And who can make that moment last 10 years, 20 years.
That's dope,
You know what I mean? It's about, you know, a picture like 20 years can be relevant right now. It's about what was happening in that moment.
Right.
They captured. And that's with music. You know what I mean? Music can be a time capsule. Damn, why can I listen to this now? And it's just 30 years old, 20 years old, because it was good.
Yep.
You know what I mean? That's the time. That's the goal. That's what I be trying to go for. I just be trying to make music that you can pull up next 10 years. I really want longevity, because this industry is so short-lived.
Yeah.
You have to know that being in the game, because if you think this is going to pay for every single thing, you are wrong. That is not how this works. Unless you have a hit record playing all over the world, that's different. If you ain't got no hit record, I mean, you got to be doing other things.
That's what's
you know
up.
What I mean? So and that's just a truth.
Gems right there, man. Definitely gems right there, man. So that's what's up, man. I mean, you seem like, you know, you definitely, you know, older than your age, a throwback. You know, not everybody is trying to make timeless music. It seems like these days, everybody's trying to just come up with that hit record. But not every record is going to be a hit record. You know, not, you know, so, and then if you're using the same sounds everyone else is using, it's just going to fade and along with the other stuff. Only certain stuff is going to stand out. You know, and
right.
So
I think something that the producers should really like zero in on is sound design, because that's where it's going.
Right.
Like everyone is tired of everyone. Like I know I'm not the only one. Everyone's tired of the same shit. We're just waiting for the next thing to come out, or someone needs to create it. Someone needs to get into sound design and start dialing in. You know, really learning. How these shapes and sine waves, things are put together, so we can create the next lead sound that fucking takes over, and now you got a hit record because of that one lead. You never one sound and the beat to create the whole record, and that's sometimes that it happens that way. It's just about the connection between the music and like it's about the reaction you get from what you create, and that's what it's about. Is that reaction lasting until tomorrow or just after 2 minutes?
Well, I mean, I do.
That's
I definitely feel you on that, man. I feel like there are some great sound designers out there. I think that there are some people that are definitely trying to push it to the next level. You got like Sound Oracle, who's done stuff for Timberland. You got Decap, who's doing some major crazy stuff with sound designs. So and then hopefully you as well. I mean, it sounds like you're very passionate about
I'm getting into that now.
Nice.
I want to cover all avenues of this because like I stated, I'm working on a sample pack, and then eventually years to come I put out my own VST. That's what I really want to go into. I mean, I want to just take over.
Nice. I feel that, man. I definitely feel you on that.
So that's
well, that's what's up, man. You said trillion. I mean, excuse me. You said your not so secret weapon was what? What is it again? The contact instrument, bass instrument.
Yeah, it was Rickenbacker.
Rickenbacker. That's right. Okay.
Live bass. You get one bass sound, but then it's different processing of how the bass is played and things like that.
Right.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, sounds like it, man. I'm definitely gonna have to look into that as soon as we get off of here, and probably try to get that myself.
I mean, hey, if you want any tips, you could hit me up, and that's for anybody listening. Follow me, Motif Alumni. I'm pretty open. I'm pretty open-minded.
Dope.
You want to know stuff, what I mean? I'm willing to help people. You know what I mean? So that's who I am.
That's what's up. Well,
just follow me, hit me up. You know what I mean?
Well, man, he's saying it, guys. Definitely take him up on that. Hit him up without annoying the shit out of him. But most importantly, follow him. Follow him and watch his journey because he's doing some major things. He's definitely inspirational. So follow this guy and watch what he's doing, and definitely take him up on that offer. So. All right, man. Well, what all do you have in your studio? What is in your toolbox right now? What equipment or software are you using?
Let's see. So I'll give you everything. So I got my KRKs 5s. That's what I'm mixing on. I got a key stations. I think it's a 66 key keyboard, MIDI keyboard. Nothing crazy.
Okay.
I got an M Audio M Box bass. I got a 13-inch 2013 MacBook Pro running Wave plugins and all my via from my hard drive, and then my hard drive was connected to the laptop, and then I got Ableton running everything else, and booyah bam, that's how I make my hits. Dope, man. Dope. It sounds pretty simple. Like you don't have too much in there, but you have a lot in there but you have enough to get done what needs to be done. It doesn't. I'm a very dude. Like you can a forest view with a wooden table, some monitors, a keyboard. Right. I'm cool. You're right. As long as I can hear my stuff. While I hear it, I'm not gonna complain. For sure, I hear that, man. I hear that. A forest view, man. That too. That would definitely spark some inspiration. So, all right, man. Well, this next portion we like to call in the mix. We're just gonna speed things up just a little bit. It's kind of like rapid fire. So I'm just gonna ask you a question. You answer it back quick to me, but if you need to take your time to elaborate on a question or on an answer, man, that's definitely fine with us. So. All right, you ready? Ready. You prefer to make beats do you prefer to make beats with samples or without samples? Oh, damn. Without samples. Okay. What's your opinion on selling and leasing beats online? Maximize the bag. Nice. What's a plugin that every producer should have in their arsenal? Omnisphere.
Nice. Do you have a book that you think every producer should read? And it doesn't have to be music related, but it can.
I don't have a book.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay. No, that's fine. I'm gonna recommend one then. Beat Grinders, you guys should probably go and read Everything You Need to Know About the Music about the Music Business by Donald Passman.
Oh, that's a great book.
Is there an internet resource that you think every producer could benefit from? And when I say internet resource, I mean a mobile app or a website.
YouTube.
Nice. What was your first placement? And can you describe the feeling that you had when you found out that you had a first placement, that you got your first placement?
Oh man, see now. So I'm gonna go with major. That's what I'm gonna go with. My first major placement with Fat Joe, D, and AG for DITC, Make Me So Proud. And that was 2016.
Okay. Wow.
And that, what's crazy is when that happened, I was still in audio school, so like I was in the city. I was at Digging in the Crate Studios. I was interning there at the time, which I eventually started getting paid over there, which is pretty cool. So like at that time, I was still in school, so I was just back and forth, and then I had that record out in 2016. Digging in the Crate's coming out with a single with Fat Joe.
Right.
They haven't put out a single or record since 2013, so it's been 3 years, and I did the single. I'm not predicting crates. I'm not even 20. Am I 21? Did I turn 21? Maybe I'm 20.
Wow.
I'm 20. I might have been 21. But I was young, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just did iStandard before that, you know what I mean? And then I get a placement, and then it just kept rolling after that. But,
nice.
You know, having that feeling and people recognizing my name, loving the production, giving me my props, like, it was crazy.
Yeah.
It's what I always thought it would feel like, and more.
Man.
So having that, and I remember like hearing it before it came out. I was at the studio, and Drawzilla had facilitated that, so he had landed that for me. You know, he was in the process. Shout out to him again. So I went to the studio, and he had played me. He only played me AG and Fat Joe's verse, but just hearing them, I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
Like, beat. At Beats Per Minute, DJ Premier was there, Showbiz was there, and I remember leaving. Showbiz pulls me to the side. He's like, yo, that beat you played. And he was talking about Make Me So Proud. And then, you know, that ended up turning into a single that, you know, in 2016.
Wow.
Which, you know, then right after that, they put the single and then they put out the project. So, you know,
wow,
domino effect. You know what I mean? That was a great moment.
That's awesome. That's dope, man. That seemed like a great feeling right there, man. I mean, wow, that's dope. Well, I mean, one thing that I want to know, man, because you said you might not have even been 21 at that point. So, I mean, where do you get your sound from, man? Because you are so young. I mean, I'm kind of an old head, and I grew up in the boom bap era. You know what I mean? So, but you, I mean, you're still a young buck. I mean, no offense by that, but you're still young. You know what I mean? And so where do you get your sound from? I mean, what made you want to pursue?
It's weird, and because, you know, for one, I like I said, I grew up in church, played in church and stuff like that. But then my parents, they played a lot of old school music, so I was listening to that constantly. You understand what I'm saying? And then, you know what I mean, having that in my ear all the time, you know, being in the car, being in the house and stuff like that. And then, you know, getting into hip hop, I just understood the music. Right. So that's why I'm able to like do different genres. It was about understanding the music first. Like, I know music theory, you know, I know, you know what I mean? A lot of that stuff helped with creating my own creativity and my own taste. What I liked and what I didn't like, and how I wanted to create and who I wanted to inspire to be like. So it was just like appreciating music not for its time era or where it came from. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, and I just occurred home, like I'm 23, but you know, some people don't even. I talk to people and people think beyond that. You know what I mean? So
Right.
that's my own fault. You know, I can't. But of music, so music, I just understand music to want to go and do boom bap and then go do an R&B record. You know, so
yeah,
I just want to make music at the end of the day.
that's what's up, man. No, like I think you said it earlier, but no boundaries. You know, just whatever you're feeling at that moment is what you're gonna make. That is.
I mean, for the most part, you should try and make music for yourself. And if you can make music for yourself and a piece of yourself and the music, and you can but you can find people that appreciate that for what you do, and you can, achieve that on a consistent basis, you can then get results. Right. You know what I mean? You can then have a sense of, individuality. You don't feel like you're chasing a trend, because that could get very exhausting. Yeah. I'm not saying I do that, but you do have to keep up with what's going on. You know what I mean? Right. Like top 40, there's something about those 40 records that deserve to be there. Right. Why? Analyze it, listen to it, break it down.
Right. Break it down, listen to it, analyze it, but then try to figure out how can you make your own out of it. Because like you said, you have to make music that you like, that you feel. And you have to be yourself, without being authentic. Then, like you said, you're going to be chasing trends, and trends constantly change. So you're constantly changing with those trends. And that's not a good area to be in.
Like we got trap, right? Mm-hmm. But like we're going back into the 2000s, the early 2000s era. So like the Hot Boys, like Lil Wayne, we're going back into that era. I feel like, and same with New York, we're kind of like reverting back to certain things, but we're trying to modernize everything. Right. Yeah. Like pop was able to take disco and modernize it. Hip hop is still looking for something to modernize, where it's not like New York is still like chasing, a sound, but trying to come back to itself. And I'm now seeing it. You know what I mean? There was times before it was like so bad, like you didn't know who was from where. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, well, I'm from New York. Where? Yeah, but it's weird, man. But I can't. I'm not judging. That's the game.
Yeah. That's the game. And I was just telling somebody this the other day. It was back in the day, you could always tell where somebody was from. Just by listening to their music, to their production style, to the way that they flowed. Right. Now it's kind of hard, because a lot of people are using trap beats, which I'm not judging or anything. There's nothing wrong with that, but I guess it's hard to explain. But now everything sounds like it's all coming from the same space, from the same area. But that's just how it is,
Yeah, everyone's pulling from the same influences.
Right.
There's no real diversity that's being promoted. I'm not saying there's not diversity in music, because there is. Yeah. It's just there's not enough of it to promote. What you're fed is only what you're going to eat. You understand what I'm saying? If I don't tell you I have chicken and lobster and only show you the chicken, you're only going to eat the chicken.
Right, yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's true.
So that's just, how it goes.
All right, man. Well, you just told us about your first placement, man, but I want to know, what's your favorite song that you ever produced?
Favorite song I ever produced? Air. Air is my favorite song.
Nice. Okay.
I like that song. Just like Air is timeless. That's one of my timeless records.
Nice.
Like Air will be played now, and I could say that in 2018.
Okay.
I can say that. Like, that song never gets old.
Dope, man.
It just feels so good.
Yeah, man. Well, I'm definitely gonna go on SoundCloud and check it out. Beat Grinders, you guys definitely do the same thing. Go on SoundCloud and check it out. And also, while you're on SoundCloud, hit up Motif Alumni and let them know what you think about the song. Comment on it as well. So,
all right. Hit me on the gram. Motif Alumni, Twitter, Motif Alumni, Facebook, Motif Alumni. You know what I mean? Just hit me up.
Call to action, y'all. All right, man. Well, what's an album besides one that you worked on that you recommend every producer listen to, and why?
Oh, I love that question. Charlie Puth, Voice Notes. Listen to that album. It's a well-written album, so lyricism, songwriters. 2, he produced the whole entire thing, so listen to the production. 3, the arrangements. Listen to the arrangements. It's stupid. 4, the cadences. He's doing some different rhythms. Check that out. It's just new, so check that album out. Voice Notes by Charlie Puth.
Okay. Wow. Charlie Puth, Voice Notes. You guys check that out. If you guys haven't heard it, and you need to hear it, you guys can go to beatsgrindinglife.com. What's that?
I said he did See You Again with Wiz. He was on the hook. He wrote the song in there.
That dude. Okay. Wow. All right. On the Fast and Furious soundtrack, right?
Yes.
Wow. Okay. Because I couldn't put a face to the name. Oh, but thank you for that. Okay. Yeah. Well. Okay. I'm gonna listen. I'm definitely gonna listen to that today.
Yeah. Check that out. Check that out.
Wow. That's what's up, man. All right, man. Well, I want to know who are. Well, I want you to imagine that you are at Mount Rushmore. We just took all the faces down, so there's no more president faces. We're giving you, Motif Alumni, the responsibility of putting 4 producers' faces on Mount Rushmore. Who is going up on your Mount Rushmore?
Oh, okay. What's going on my Mount? So it's like, was it 4 spaces, right?
Yep.
Okay, so we got Jay Dilla. Damn, this is great. We got Jay Dilla. We got Pete Rock. Gotta put Pete Rock up there. Actually. You gotta put Primo. I have to put this is hard.
Yeah, I know.
You know what? We're gonna get rid of Pete Rock and we're gonna leave Primo on there.
Okay.
I'm sorry, Pete Rock. We're gonna have to get rid of P. So only DJ Premier, Dr. Dre, and then Kanye West.
Ooh, okay. That's a great one right there. Nobody could argue with that, except for maybe Pete Rock. But wow. Yeah,
right about that.
He's on honorable mention. That's all right. But you got Jay Dilla, Dr. Dre, DJ Premier, and who was the 4th? Kanye West. Wow, that's dope right there, man. That all those guys.
I feel like Kanye's. Yeah, man. Kanye deserved to be up there.
Yeah.
That's why I had to change it.
No, for sure, man. I mean, definitely, man. All those guys are definitely game changers, influencers, creators. They created their own styles, influenced so many other producers, man. They definitely deserve to be up there. We know that Mount Rushmore are the founding fathers, and I think all 4 of those dudes definitely founded their own style, and yeah, man, and everybody else ran with it. So that's what's up, man. Okay. All right, man. Well, I want you to imagine, we're staying in imaginative mode, man. You just woke up from a dream. And in that dream, you have 1 artist, 1 producer, 1 engineer, and 1 random person. What 4 people are going to make up your dream session?
Oh, okay. All right.
Dead or alive?
So I'm the producer, right?
You're 1 producer, but you also have a co-producer in there with you. So you have 1 artist, 1 co-producer, 1 engineer, and 1 random person.
Oh, all right. So it's me and this is crazy. All right. So it's me, and then there's Scott Storch.
Ooh. Okay. Damn.
And then I got Mike Dean as my engineer.
Oh, damn.
And then my artist. Oh, who else would be in there? Oh man. Artist. I could. Artist. I don't know. Scott Storch. I would have to say Beyonce.
Oh, shit, man. Damn.
I feel like if me and Scott Storch was in Beyonce.
And you. And Mike Dean. Damn. So who's the random person? Jay-Z?
He's already there. I just didn't see.
What'd you say?
I said Jay was already in the dream. We just didn't see him. We didn't.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right.
Beyonce, you got in a certain area somehow.
Right. Well, man, I mean, that is a dream session right there. All those people are alive. All those people are still active. So who knows? I mean, you're making moves at a rapid and fast rate, man. So hopefully this can come to fruition, and hopefully this can not only just be a dream session, but can be a reality. That's what's up, man. I mean, I would love to hear that. I'm pulling for you. I'm pulling for this to happen. Because, yeah, man, with you, with Scott Storch together making crazy tracks, and then Mike Dean not only as an engineer but producer as well. So, I mean, the three of you guys making crazy shit, and then Beyonce on it. Jay might just be on a verse. Jay might do a verse on it, man. I mean, that would be nuts. So I want to hear that. I hope it happens.
I want to hear that too, because man, it got me thinking.
Yeah, right? That's what's up, man. Well, man, we're still staying in imaginative mode, man. And I want to know, if you woke up tomorrow and you lost everything that you had, except for your knowledge that you've gained throughout the years and $1,000, what would you do in the next week to restart your career? Now I want you to imagine that you're on I'm sorry, I should have said this earlier. You're on a whole new planet identical to Earth. So you have no contacts. You have no equipment, nothing. You're starting from scratch except for your knowledge and $1,000.
Shoot, the first thing I do is, get some equipment, get a laptop, hard drive, get a keyboard.
Remember, you only got 1,000. So I mean, that is possible to get all of that, like on Craigslist or some kind of like Craigslist or Let Go.
Yeah, probably like a pawn shop or something. But I would get a laptop. Matter of fact, I would get a PC.
Okay.
Get FL Studio on it. I'd go online, get a bunch of drum kits.
Nice.
I'll go online, get as many VSTs that's free as I can, and start there. After I get a few beats, I'll start finding places to network, start creating some relationships. Maybe some showcases. Just start getting my face.
Yeah.
And that's how I would do it. Like if I lost everything, I would just go back to like FL, EC. I would just do it the way I did it when I first started, how I acquired everything.
Nice.
I'd go back to step one, do it all over again, and probably do it even better.
Man, I was just gonna say that because you have your knowledge, and you know the mistakes you've made. You know how to improve on the things that you did. So you would do it a little better than you did it before. So that's what's up, man. The reason why we ask this crazy question is because there's some producers out there, or there's some people out there that want to be producers, that want to be beat makers, that are listening to that and that are listening to this right now, and they want to know how can they get started. And I think that you just gave them a simple guide on what they can do with a little bit of money, like $1,000, to get started and to get going. So thank you for that, man.
No doubt.
Okay, man. Well, I want to know, when it's all said and done, man, when you got to wrap this thing up, when your music career is over, what do you want your legacy to be?
Man, I just wanted to be. I just wanted to be good music. I wanted to be influential, good music. I want it to be music, people can pull from and take and be inspiration to their music and apply to their music. I just want people to look into, like, hear my music and know, like, that is how my mental works. And if it's very simple, it's just not it's easy. I feel like anyone can do music, but it takes time to learn it and understand it, and that's the only thing, you gotta have the time to understand it.
Dope, man. That's what's up, man. I'm definitely feeling what you just mentioned about your legacy, man. And it looks like you're on your way to making that happen. You're making all the right moves, making all the right connections. And so, like I said, I can't wait to see what else you do to build that legacy up. I'm a fan of yours, and I'm definitely watching you, man. So that's what's up. All right, man.
I appreciate it, man.
Yeah, no doubt, man. Well, I want to know, what's the greatest piece of advice that you've received in this game coming up thus far? And what advice would you have for all the beat grinders listening today?
Piece of advice that I've received. Greatest piece of advice I received was know what you're good at. Once you know what you're good at, be the best at it. Make sure everyone knows you're the best at it. And then after that, you expand on what you're good at, and you become a role that someone, a face, an example people can learn from.
Dope. Nice.
One piece of advice I would give is, only way to make it is, like, never stopping. And that can be very hard to, like, understand, but, like, you're gonna want to stop. That is a feeling you are going to experience no matter what field you're in. If you really want to do something, you gotta love it to stay in it. If you don't love it, you're gonna be angry at yourself. You're gonna be angry at the world. Just understand what you're getting into, just love it, so don't take it personal. It's hard to not take it personal. It's the music business. Your feelings don't matter in business.
Right.
So that's what you gotta understand.
Dope. That's great advice, man. The advice that you received, and then the advice that you're giving to us, man. Both pieces are great, man. Thank you. That's something that we can definitely keep with us and take with us while we're on our own journey, man. So thank you for that, man. Appreciate it. All right.
No problem.
All right, man. Well, we're at the end of the interview, and I just have a personal question for you, because you mentioned everything that's in your studio, but I noticed you did not mention the Yamaha Motif. So I want to know, where did your name come from?
This question always comes up. It's hilarious. So my name, before my name was Motif Alumni, my name was Mo Smooth. Like, that's the name I had. Now I was an iStandard, everything like that. But Motif came from the actual word motif, a recurring idea, or the main idea, or a series of notes that turn into a rhythm, that turn into a song.
Nice.
So I feel like a lot of my production, a lot of my songs are motifs. They're very catchy. So it kind of just meshed, and it kind of just made sense. So, like, motif, that's who I am. That's what I do.
Nice. Okay. I'm definitely feeling that. That's what's up, man. I'm sorry, I had to ask, man, because I thought about it. I was like, wait, he doesn't use a motif. All right, man.
Yeah, nah, it's all good. I know how it goes. It's all gravy.
All right, man. Well, if there's any more words for the listeners that you have, if you want to let them know how to contact you, if you want to be contacted, man, here's your chance to get that out to them.
Yeah, man. If you guys, on a social media tip, Instagram, Motif Alumni, Twitter, My Twitter is actually my name backwards, so it's Alumni Motif, and then Facebook is Motif Alumni. So, you know, any one of those, you can hit me up. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah.
Dope. Okay, man. Well, you know, I just want to thank you again for coming on, man. It was definitely a pleasure talking to you, man. I got to learn a lot in this hour, and I'm sure Beat Grinders, you guys got to learn a lot as well. So, thank you, Motif Alumni. Really, really appreciate it, man.
I appreciate you reaching out, man. This is really awesome, man. I'm glad I got to do the interview.
No doubt, man. Well, Beat Grinders, I want to thank you guys again for tuning into another show. Really appreciate it. Really appreciate you guys' listens. Thank you for coming on here and listening. If you guys found this show of any value, please share it on Instagram, share it on Snapchat, share it on Twitter, share it on Facebook, and let everyone know what you learned on here from Motif Alumni. Let them know about the stories that he shared with you. Let them know about all the gems that he dropped. And also tag him. Let him know how he affected you guys. Tag me, let me know what this interview meant to you guys. And be sure to rate and review this podcast on iTunes. It just gets the word out, lets everybody know about all the good stuff that's on Beats Grinding Life. And you guys know how it goes. You guys have been mentored once again by another great producer. You've been mentored this week by Motif Alumni. So you guys consider yourselves lucky. Keep making beats, stay on your grind, and live life. All right, peace, y'all.
Here at Beats Grinding Life, we want to thank you for listening to another episode. We want to know, what were your biggest takeaways from this interview? Just go to beatsgrindinglife.com and leave a comment on this episode's show notes page. Also, while you are there, go subscribe to the podcast on iTunes. Just click the little button that says subscribe. If you could, please leave a rating and review. Rating and reviews are the best way to show your appreciation because it helps more people find out about the podcast. So until next week's episode, keep grinding.